Hey everybody, welcome back to the Miniac, and in today's video I thought I would tell you all why you should buy a Mini Cooper. So in honor of another YouTuber who told you why you shouldn't buy a Mini Cooper, I'm going to remind you all to rev up your engines. So let's get started. So first of all, let's talk about engineering. Mini is allowed to run autonomously from BMW even though it's owned by BMW. So that means that while they share engines and while they share a little bit of engineering, the cars are uniquely Mini, they're uniquely British, and being built in the UK, that makes them automatically British. Doesn't matter if they're owned by BMW, they're still a British car, they're still a British make, and the engineering in these new models is phenomenal. They are incredibly well built. The doors on these close really solid. It does not feel like a tin can like the previous generation Minis. It's just really well thought out and really well built. Even the hatches on these cars are really good. They're just really well put together. They're phenomenal. They're incredible vehicles. They're really well done. Now let's talk about styling, or design for that matter. Every single Mini model is designed to be unique. Everyone is designed differently. The Clubman doesn't look the same as the Cooper, the Countryman, the convertible, the hardtop. They're all different, and the styling is what makes these vehicles so special. The way that they're thought out, the way that the detailing is done on them, the way every little thing that's done on these vehicles is done for a reason. Every little thing. And one of the hallmarks of the Clubman, for example, is these phenomenal barn doors back here. Look at that. And then you have, it's just, they're really well designed. And plenty of storage in here. These are not very tiny little cars anymore. At least the Clubman and the Countryman are. But they're still not big cars in the sense of what you would expect a large car to be. Most people look at the Minis who have owned Minis for a long time and they say, wow, that's a really big car. And then they don't seem to realize that when you put it next to a normal, everyday, boring car, they're tiny. They are small vehicles by comparison. So, I mean, the design and the styling on these vehicles makes them unique. You're not going to find a Mini out there that looks like a Toyota. They don't look like your everyday run-in-the-mill car. They look so much different. And that's what's the beauty of it. I mean, look at the patio up there. They are very different. And there's one over there, actually, that is a Starlight Blue John Cooper Works Clubman. We don't have Starlight Blue John Cooper Works Clubmans in the US. That was custom ordered. So, now let's go over here with the Countryman. Now, if you want a small SUV, the Countryman is phenomenal. I mean, look at this. You got a roof rack up there. You got a leather interior in here. Really nice. I mean, it's amazing. These are amazing cars. They are seriously amazing cars. Now, as I'm standing over here with this Cooper S four-door hardtop, let's talk about reliability. Mini is number 3 in reliability in the United States. Now, number 3, you might think, well, why isn't it number 1? Well, that's because there's Toyota and Honda. But Mini is still in the top 10. Mini is in the top 5 as far as reliability is concerned. So you're not going to have any issues with these cars. And for that matter, the reliability extends to the engines. This is the B46 turbocharged engine. Now, if you pop the cover off here, you'll see everything's nice and compact, neatly tidied up. Everything's where it should be. Yes, it looks like it's a tiny engine. You might think to yourself, well, how am I going to get my hands in there to work on everything? Well, these engines are so reliable, you shouldn't have to be digging around here to figure out what's wrong with the engine. You shouldn't have to do any of that. And if you do end up having to do that, there's ways to do it. There's ways to fix everything. You can replace your own spark plugs. The coils are right there. You can change oil. The oil cap's right here. The drain plug's on the bottom. Yes, it doesn't have a dipstick, but the car will tell you when you need an oil change. Name a car from the 90s or early 2000s that will tell you when it needs its oil changed. And so much more reliable than they used to be. I mean, I've seen these cars come into this dealership for routine maintenance. We're not talking needs repairs. We're not talking serious issues. We're talking routine maintenance. So that's saying something about the reliability here. And they're comfortable. They're easy to get in and out of. This is a 4-door. I'm not having any issues getting in and out of this car. This is quite comfortable. 7-speed dual clutch transmission. This is really, really nice. This is great. These are great cars. Now you might think to yourself, well, why am I spending $36,000 on a little car? Well, you're getting a lot of car for $36,000. For that matter, if you're buying a Cooper, which is like $27,000 nicely equipped, you're getting a lot of car for $27,000. You might not think you are, because there's other brands out there that make everything look all high-tech and updated, even though it's just all cheap chrome plastics. But those cars have the same exact stuff that the Minis have. It's just the Minis make it look more minimalist, more simplified, so you think you might not be getting more for your money, but you really are. You're getting a car that's so above the competition. It is just amazing. And the cars, like I said, I have trouble finding faults with these vehicles. They're just really well done. And yes, you might think, well, yeah, I say nice things about these cars all the time. Well, I have some complaints that I've had in the past on my Minis. I had a R53 where the air conditioner compressor went out. That was an expensive repair. So it happens with any car. Name a car that doesn't have major issues come along at some point in the car's existence. I guarantee you're not going to get many issues with the 3rd generation Mini as you did with the 1st and 2nd gens. The 2nd gens had some problems. The 1st gens had some problems. The 3rd gens, they thought it all out and they fixed a lot of stuff. And a lot of this is because BMW technology is in these vehicles. BMW engineering has been helping to make these cars better. And it's only reason that Mini exists now is because of BMW. Without BMW, these cars would not exist. And as far as safety is concerned, aside from the fact that this car has some of the best crumple zones and the best safety cage ever built on a small car, this thing also has 8 airbags, or even 6 airbags. I'm not sure. One of them out here actually has 8 airbags in it. So that's saying something. You got the head curtain airbags, you got the side impact airbags, you got the front airbags. I think the Countryman might have knee airbags. I'm not exactly sure. But they're safe. In fact, they have a 5-star crash test safety rating, and the only reason they have that 5-star crash test safety rating is because when Mini came out in the US, it rewrote crash test safety standards. These cars were safer than anything on the road in the United States, and because of that, they had to rewrite crash test safety standards. They had to rewrite it and change things because these cars did better than 5 stars. They did like 6 stars if that were even possible. They are just so well built, and they're designed to protect the driver in the event of a crash. And I know they're designed to protect the driver because I got in a car accident in a Mini and I walked away. The car was destroyed, but I walked away. So that's saying something for the engineering on the car. And this wasn't an accident that was caused by the car. This wasn't an accident that was caused by another driver. This was an accident caused by me not paying attention. And I walked away without a scratch. And that's saying something for the engineering of the car. It did exactly what it was designed to do. These pedestrian bumpers are meant to protect the pedestrians if you happen to hit one. Don't ever do that. But if you do, you see how loose it is? It's designed to brake. Most parts on these cars these days are designed to brake in order to protect the driver or protect a pedestrian if you happen to hit one. But that's why when you look at some of these car accidents and you see all these pieces of car everywhere, that's because the car did exactly what it was designed to do. It absorbed the impact. It crumpled. It did everything it was needed to do to protect the driver. And that's what you're going to get in a Mini. I happen to think very highly of these cars. And for that matter, even the convertible. Did you know that the convertible can hold its entire weight on its roof, on its windshield? What kind of car company does that? Only Mini, and Mini does that because BMW helped them with the engineering. BMW convertibles for years have been able to hold up their entire weight on their windshields in the event of a flip over, on the convertibles at least. And this one's no exception. It does have a roll bar back here, so if you do roll it over, you'll have that as well. But this also, the windshield will actually hold the car up. It can hold 3,000 pounds. That car doesn't weigh 3,000 pounds. Now, another thing we can talk about here is personalization. Look at this. You got Midnight Black. You got Starlight Blue. You got Solaris Orange, Pepper White. You have another Starlight Blue up there, but you also have Emerald Gray. Infinite color combinations out here. Every Mini can be ordered in any color you want that they have available. They have red, they have British Racing Green, they have Solaris Orange, they have Starlight Blue, they have Melting Silver, Pepper White, White Silver. The list goes on. Emerald Gray, Enigmatic Black, that's a new one. Coral Red on the Clubman up there. The list goes on. These cars are infinitely personalized. You can get them in any color you want, any roof color you want. And if you're one of those people who likes to put stripes on your car or vinyl, you can have these vinyled any way you want. I mean, you can do anything with these cars. I mean, customization is what Mini is known for. I mean, look at this. This is a Cooper four-door with 18-inch wheels. And those are OEM wheels. And the only reason those are OEM wheels on a Cooper four-door is because a customer bought one of the cars here that had 18-inch wheels. She didn't want 18-inch wheels, so they put 16s on that car. The 16s that came off this car were replaced with the 18s. So this is a Cooper four-door with 18s. The unification, the personalization, that's what makes Mini such a great brand. As far as performance is concerned, we have 189 horsepower in this car, 134 in the Cooper right there. But that JCW up there has 228 horsepower, 236 foot-pounds of torque. The JCW Clubman and Countryman have 301 horsepower and 331 foot-pounds of torque. That is insane for a little car. And I've driven those cars. They are little rocket ships. There's so much going on for this brand. So yes, you could sit back and watch YouTube videos and listen to people complain about the cars, especially someone who happens to think a 90s Toyota Celica is a great vehicle. I don't think anybody will actually ever say that, except for one person. Or you can listen to someone who actually knows these vehicles very well and knows what they're capable of, knows what they're like, knows how safe they are, knows how reliable they are, and take my word for it, or take someone else's word for it. There's other people on YouTube who say good things about the Mini brand. I'm not the only one. So why not give this brand a chance? This is why you should buy a Mini. You should buy a Mini if you want something reliable. You should buy a Mini if you want something that can be personalized. You should buy a Mini if you enjoy having a vehicle that's safe, that's dependable. And these cars are that. There's just so much going on for this brand. I mean, the new transmissions, the interior finishes, the customization, the reliability, the safety, the performance. There's just so much going on. So I'm gonna let you all go. I hope you enjoyed this little video. If you did, leave a like below. Don't forget to comment. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel. And as always, as I'm standing here in front of my favorite car, life is too short to drive a boring car. So drive a Mini. I'm gonna go for a drive. I'll catch you all later.